Okay, we're live. Hello there, entrepreneurs. My name is Mauricio Garcia, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to start another valuable podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of a Mastermind Alliance. Maybe you've heard about this. And of course, as always, to go deeper into the topic, I have with me my mentor, my friend, and my partner, Hubert Humphrey. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Good to be with you today.
Likewise. So mastermind, there's a lot of, it has become a popular term, and I know it's nothing new to you, especially building successful companies over the last 4 decades. When did you realize you needed a Mastermind Alliance? How did you come up with the first one? And why is it important? Maybe it's too many questions all at once to start.
No, they're all hooked together.
Yeah.
But a Mastermind Alliance means just by its name, it's an alliance of a bunch of people of like-mindedness who got the answers and the keys to a common project or mission or something that make themselves available and to an entrepreneur and again. A lot of the books I've read and the things I've studied over the years, I found that one of the common things that the successful people had was they had access to a Mastermind Alliance. And I mentioned in the previous broadcast about Andrew Carnegie, who created the big steel industry, first billionaire, blah, blah, blah. His secret was that he went and created a Mastermind Alliance. He's the first person that I can read in any of my studies and reading that used that phrase, and he had all these experts that he knew from that was part of his Mastermind Alliance, and he treated that Mastermind Alliance like it was a living, breathing thing. It became like a weapon, and he knew that he could take that Mastermind Alliance and aim it at any industry, at any goal that he wanted to hit, and he could go hit it because there was the main things, the information, the secrets, and all that was needed to hit that industry or whatever industry he wanted to hit was in this mastermind. It was like a weapon, and so his whole business model was that he ran a Mastermind Alliance that could go and create industries. That's what he did, and that's what most super successful people have is a Mastermind Alliance. And I'll give you an example of the power of the Mastermind Alliance. You know, it's like it's once you get a bunch of things in series. If you get a bunch of people in series, like batteries. If you were to take 12 car batteries and just have 12 car batteries sitting out there, you've got the power from each. You add up the sum total of those 12, and that's how much power you got. But if you can go hook those into a Mastermind Alliance series of batteries, where they're all hooked together in series, now all of a sudden the power of those batteries is tenfold, 100-fold more than the sum total of each one of them. You brought them in series, and so the Mastermind Alliance becomes. Think of it as a machine-like or a weapon that you're creating it turns you into a superpower business person because you're borrowing the experience, you're borrowing the mindset, all the abilities that everybody else has got out there and everything. And that's so between a Mastermind Alliance that I have and a system that I run, which keeps me on track and saves me from myself, those two things probably I owe most all my success to is doing that. In my Mastermind Alliance now, I've got people. I'm always dealing with a lot of history and like the Conquistador, which is conqueror in English, and the master Alexander the Great. The theme is conquer your future, become a modern day Alexander, Alexander the Great is a part of my Mastermind Alliance. He and I talk quite often, through history, through books. And so whether someone from the past is alive or whatever it is, that they are part of your mastermind. I mean, I have I believe in a divine creator. I believe in I believe in a savior. I believe in a lot of things. That's a spiritual part of my mastermind. My wife is a part of my mastermind because she's like a thermostat. But if I get too hot, she's gonna cool me down. If I'm too cold, she's gonna heat me up. She's gonna keep me balanced and she's gonna keep me attached to planet Earth because I have not. I'm just gonna be off into space. I go, you know how you are, and you know how entrepreneurs are. So all these people are my mastermind. That's why you need that. One of the number one killers in business is loneliness. Is you don't have mentors. You don't have anybody to show you. You're left to go and make all these mistakes that will usually kill you up front. And most people cannot withstand the early mistakes that you make in entrepreneurship. And there's nobody there to coach them or whatever, and they fail. And the frustration builds up, and they run out of money, they run out of patience and understanding, and they miss the moment. But if they'd had a Mastermind Alliance, and just so you know, Mauricio, and you've seen this in person because you're associated with me in business, all the businesses we built in the past, from the Big A.L. Williams Primerica to the WMA, WFG business to the HGI business today, the Hegemon business today. If I had to say you one thing, each one of those businesses were nothing but giant mastermind alliances for entrepreneurs from all walks of life, all ethnicities, all genders, all cultures, all kind of dreams to come into the business, and they've got this mastermind alliance of leadership and spread all over the country, and it works all the way up the line to me, and then all of the expanded mastermind information that we've got is at their disposal. So our companies are nothing but giant mastermind alliances. That whole principle is everything in our business.
All right, got two questions for you here because obviously each industry has its own specialty, and when you have a mastermind alliance, in other words, they go with you from one business to the next. Part of your mastermind alliance have been, if you said this, right, over the last 40 years, you've taken, people that are alive today close to you and people that have passed to a better life, but you somehow still use their principles. You still bring them as part of your mastermind because of the principles that are universal in business. But there is, you do have to bring in, depending on which business you're going into, be part of, adding more people into that have the expertise in there, right? Just to clarify.
Yeah, your mastermind is not a static deal. It's a universal piece. Some pieces are interchangeable. Some parts that, especially when you're getting into expertise in a product line or a creation of a certain type of a thing. If I was out building, if I was Elon Musk and I was building a car, a Tesla, and now I'm going to go build a rocket ship that goes to the moon. I think I'm going to get me some more people that know about. It's one thing to know about a car. Mm-hmm. It's another thing to know something about building a rocket ship. I'm going to add to my mastermind alliance the expertise that's needed in that new endeavor. So
absolutely.
Yes, you've got to have all of that. In the mastermind, it's literally you got every kind of thing that's needed for success is at your fingertips. Is what it really is.
Yeah, obviously you have to have something to offer. Me as an entrepreneur and anybody who's starting a business right now that have understood the importance of building a mastermind alliance, there's a lot of places you can actually go there and join these masterminds, right?
Right.
But you also have to have something to offer. It's just that easy just to go into a mastermind, bring a mastermind, because those people that are part of that mastermind is they also want something in return. In many cases, they're doing some other things. Also, they're building other businesses. It's not like they all have to be in your business necessarily. Or am I wrong?
Well,
because you bring coaches, right? You bring consultants as part of the mastermind alliances.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Some of the people you hire, they become an employee or they become a partner with you in your business. or some permanent piece of your business. For that expertise, and I go back and look at all the companies we've built. I've always had 2 or 3 really strong type people that fit a certain role at each interval, and sometimes there's been some other people that come and taken that baton and gone to the next level, and a lot of the things that a lot of my mastermind are people that I've read their books. I've taken, if you look at my success anthology series of all the 16, 17 books I've got sequentially, there's hundreds of books I've read, but I got about 16 or 17 of them that are sequentially listed. That there's different little things I learned from these people, and all it cost me was the price of a book, and I studied. I didn't have to go have anything else from them because they have put their messages their secrets in a book, and you've got to go. Now, some people can read the same book and wouldn't get what I got out of it because I search for those deep, subtle mastermind. I read books I'm looking for the next mastermind principle that I must have to go where I need to go, and I try to find it in there. I don't read books, a lot of books for entertainment. I read them for me. So it doesn't cost me a whole lot. Now obviously, if you're out there trying to go and join these business clubs and there's online, you can go and pay a fee, and you can be coached by people who can coach you in a bunch of different stuff. And some of those have value, some of them I wouldn't pay a nickel for them. But yeah, something like that's to do. And sometimes you have to go to these headhunters out there that find you the professional people you need in the expertise, or the more successful you are, the more doors that opened up to you. I'm sure Elon Musk didn't have any trouble going and talking to somebody that would help him become the expert building spaceships of space shuttles. Because so they're out there. They're out there. So, I haven't had to go spend a lot of money. Now obviously we bring people in that are partners with me that are great executives or people in our business, but a lot of the masterminds that I've got. For example, when I was in Amway for almost 8 years, and I look at Bill Campbell, who was the first triple diamond, and 2 or 3 or 4 of his diamonds out there, Dan and Bunny Williams and Kay Fletcher, those kind of guys. I look at those guys as a part of my mastermind because when I was still on the railroad in my mid-20s, and I'm looking at, I'm learning things that it opened my mind in ways I never dreamt possible. They were part of my mastermind, and I can still listen to those things. Like Rich DeVos, every so often I'll pull up his Four Winds tape or any one of his tapes that are timeless. And so he's a part of my mastermind. So you see what I'm saying? I don't have to go and pay him anything. I don't have to pay these guys anything.
Yeah, that's interesting because you can actually go out there, find a mastermind. You don't have to spend that bunch of money. A lot of very good ones have written a lot of books on the things you need to learn. And also, you have to be careful who you bring into the mastermind. A wrong person could really take you in the wrong direction, right?
Well,
how do you determine who to bring into your mastermind?
Well, you better make sure they've got a track record. That you can prove that they've done what they said they've done, and they've mastered what they've done, and it was a success. And they're not just talking, and they're not just guys who are creating a nice little, it's the age of the internet, so I can just get on here and be I've never seen so many experts pop up through now that we're in the internet era, the social media era. Everybody's an expert. But one thing I was going to say is that you just need to you need to be careful. But the point I really was going to make before you asked me that question was that right now there's a bunch of people that will listen to this podcast, that will watch this podcast, and or different podcasts that we're doing. We now some of the content and the ideas and the counsel we're giving them is going to help them tremendously
Absolutely.
And just by listening to this, we were a part of their mastermind.
Yeah. It's what frequency do they want to get into, right? If they follow this type of content, yeah. I see what you're saying.
There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there constantly telling me all the time, Hubert, I used to be in A.L. Williams with you. I used to be in WMA with you. Hubert, I was this, I was that. Boom, and I'm doing this. I owe everything I'm doing over here in my business to the principles you taught me. So I know I'm a part of some. I know I'm part of thousands of people's Mastermind Alliance to some degree. Just like Art Williams was a part of my Mastermind Alliance. Mauricio Garcia is a part of my Mastermind Alliance because of all the stuff that I've watched you do in our partnership over the last 5 or 6 years, and just knowing who you are and know your work ethic and the entrepreneur, the love of excitement of being an entrepreneur, and the willing to try new things and venture out and stuff that you've learned. See, I've been around you long enough to know that I know that when you've been through enough now to where I know that what you know is right. And so I take that as a part of my mastermind. The only reason why I'm doing podcast today is why? Because I got a mastermind relationship with a guy named Mauricio Garcia. Okay? See, that's how it works.
Yeah, and so it's really that important. If you were to put it to end today's podcast, how important is it? There's a lot of important things when you are going in business, but building and intentionally trying to create that mastermind just on a scale of importance, how important is that for everybody that is in business today?
Well, just so that they understand how I look at it, you don't really have to create a mastermind. You just need to know the importance of a Mastermind Alliance and then start looking in your life, going back and finding the people that you've already met, or you've already studied, you've already read about, and the principles there, and go back and refresh yourself in your mind, and then know the ones that from the past, the ones now. If there's something you need to learn, find out who the experts are in that field, and go study them, go read their books, listen to their tapes, whatever. Any way you can meet them, and just it's more organizing your mastermind than it is creating one.
Yeah, there's no excuse, and everybody can really go out and create their mastermind today. Literally.
That's right.
Just start creating that.
Let me end my last statement on the mastermind.
Yeah.
Is in Think and Grow Rich, it talks about how Andrew Carnegie, as he was creating his Mastermind Alliance, he said, nothing incites or excites an up-and-coming entrepreneur than being held accountable by a master in their field. So when in your mastermind, there needs to be a few people that will hold you accountable. That's why you got to be aligned with something bigger than yourself. Joining a business like ours, you automatically now are linked into somebody up the line like myself and others that can hold you accountable. If you're just out there starting up a business, it's going to be hard to find somebody to hold you accountable. But if you can be in a business where someone's got a mastermind and the leader of that mastermind or leaders of that mastermind can hold you accountable, boy, that
great point.
Carnegie said that was the secret to most all the people that he knew, is that they love being a part of a mastermind, and the leader of that mastermind was going to hold them accountable.
And I think as an entrepreneur, you have to be good with that. You have to be looking for that, to have that somebody that can hold you accountable to the things that you're doing. Because a lot of people go in business sometimes not wanting to do that, and they think that's just the wrong approach, the wrong paradigm. Yeah, awesome.
Most people fail out there. You know the numbers. High 90-some-odd% fail in business, and it's because loneliness. They weren't aligned with somebody that could hold them, save them from themselves, hold them accountable. They didn't have a system to follow that would just lay it out, and that system literally the system is literally kind of like a mastermind in and of itself, and they didn't have any of that, and so they fade away. They fail. You've got to have those types of things, or you're gonna get you're gonna get some heartbreak out there if you don't have that.
Awesome. Well, guys, we have just heard about a Hall of Famer in business, Hubert Humphrey. And before we wrap it up today, I want to remind you that the vehicle you are in right now, you have to analyze it, really think about it. If it's the vehicle that is going to take you to where you want to go at the speed that you want to go. And if not, you may want to check out the HCI opportunity by going to HCIopportunity.com, because it is the best opportunity in America today. There's this window of opportunity that you have to either you take it or you let it go. But if you do, you'll be in the best vehicle that will enable you to go to wherever that thing is, wherever that lifestyle you wanna experience for you, for your family. Go ahead, do yourself a favor right now. Go to HCIopportunity.com and you'll understand why I say that it's the best opportunity in America today. Hubert, thank you so much for all the value added today. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you.
Warning, this podcast may change the way you think about business, entrepreneurship, and money forever. The Conquistador Podcast was created for dreamers, entrepreneurs, and leaders who want to conquer their future. To be an epic entrepreneur, you must adopt the right mental paradigms as well as master the art of selling, marketing, and finance.